peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah.
Well, hello again and welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. I'm so glad that you are with me this evening. Do me one small favor, please hit that like button. That tells YouTube that you are enjoying this information, and they may actually share it with some more people who may join the live stream. All right. Also, if you have other forms of social media, say Truth Social or Instagram, Facebook, please share this stream out. That also helps the channel to grow. All right. We will start with the roll call momentarily. I want to give a few more people to some time to join the live chat. And of course, we'll have our usual fun that we normally have. Okay. All right. So let me see. I can go ahead and get started with the live stream. Why not? Right? Okay. If you can't find the like button, the like button is located to your left. It is just below the channel name. Okay. If you hit that, that does a lot for the channel. All right. I'll go ahead and start the roll call. Okay. Tina, how are you doing? Yes. Beverly is here. How are you? Baldwin Birds, Dorian, a few other people here. My girls, how you doing? Some other people here. But if you don't type your name or say anything, send an emoji, I can't tell who's here. All right, that's okay. We'll still get started. How you doing, Ollie? You too. I hope you are too. Excuse me. All right. Are you familiar with this subject matter? I always like to ask if you are aware, if you've heard something about the topic that we are discussing. How you doing, Fairly? All right. Hit the like button for me, please. Ollie, Citizen Kane, Fairly. Yes, Citizen Kane. I was going to do another. That's why I'm on at 7, but I was actually going to come on and stream. I was actually going to do a video about that because Miss Prosperity sent me. She actually did a video and I was going to react to her video. So yes, we are going to do that. Yes, yes, yes. It is coming. Tina, you were not aware of it. Okay. That's all right. I'll share that with you now. So we know what this is all about. And if you get a chance, I'll upload it maybe about 8 shorts. So I'm going to try to start getting back into uploading shorts. Sometimes, you get bogged down, you just get busy. And the young lady that I shared with you before, all of you really enjoyed, went to her TikTok page and I shared a couple of her videos because all of you said that you really enjoy her. So make sure you check out the shorts. I think I've uploaded maybe 8 today and maybe 1 or 2 last night. So check those out. And don't forget with those, hit the little thumb on those as well. Thank you so much. My girls, you haven't heard about this. Wow. Okay. Well, that's why I'm here. All right. So visitors to the Black History Museum, and of course, all the Black puppets, all of the Black gatekeepers, the Black Bolé, the usual suspects, they're saying We warned you. We told you how racist this man is. They call him a Nazi and a dictator. The same old, same old. My girls, have you heard the wicked rumor? My girls, I did a short on that today. My girls, if you leave, okay, thank you, Citizen K. If you leave this live and look, I actually did a short on that. Monica Rosenthal, about time for Chicago. Yes, we support you, Miss Rosenthal. We support Chicago. Okay, I've done several videos on Chicago. Let me drop the link to the short. Yeah, they circulated a rumor that he's dead. What the heck? These people have lost it. Let me see if I can. Oh, it won't let me share it. Oh well. Anyway, I'll pull it up and show it to you. Okay. Yeah, all of these left-leaning puppets, they're saying, "Oh, he's deceased," and they're hiding it. All kinds of wild stories. Thank you so much, Tina. So anyway, I'll go over this and I'll pull the short up. Okay, how about that? No problem, my girl. I'll pull it up when we're done with this. It's only maybe a minute or two. Visitors to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture in late August 2025 voiced concerns that former President Trump's critique of the museum was an attempt to whitewash history. Their comments followed Trump's social media post criticizing the Smithsonian for allegedly focusing too much on how bad slavery was and not enough on brightness and success. Tell me what your thoughts are about that. Okay, how you doing, Monique? Jeff, how are you? Jeff, you know why they're doing all that? They have entirely too much time on their hands. All right. Now, yeah, I'm sitting on this bar stool talking like a darn fool. Got the 12 o'clock news blues. I've given up hope on the afternoon soaps and a bottle of cold brew. Is it any wonder I'm not crazy? Is it any wonder I'm saying that all? Well, I've got too much time on my hands. All right, who's the artist? What year? Okay. So anyway, obviously they have too much time on their hands. Yes, they do. So yeah, they started that rumor. It's all over TikTok that Trump is deceased. I'm like, oh my God. And then those witches, those liberal women that I shared with you a while ago, they did a video showing pictures of his ankles and saying his feet are swollen. And this was a week or two ago, and he's dying. So they're just taking this and running with it. Okay, they are. So anyway, let me continue. On August 19th, 2025, Trump posted on his Truth Social platform that the Smithsonian was out of control for focusing on negative aspects of American history. Okay, if you've heard about this, because I have more people joining, say something, please. Let me know if you're familiar with this, okay? Like slavery. He stated that his attorneys would conduct a review of Smithsonian museums to make them less woke. This review was initiated following an executive order he issued in March 2025 during his second administration, instructing an evaluation of all Smithsonian content. How you doing, Connie? How you doing, love? Jeff, I only know the name of the song. No, that's a Sticks. Jeff, I don't know how old you are. If you're a Generation Xer, you would know. Okay, so you may be younger than I am. Okay. Citizen Kane, Trump is doing no less than like Ike sending the 101st Airborne to Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957 to desegregate Little Rock Central High School. Monique, it is a sick joke. Kristen, how are you? They want to bring the country down, not up. That song is Sticks. I think that, yes, Kristen, I think you're new here. Hit the like button, love. Yes. Fellow Generation Xer. Okay. So here we go. Folks, as I'm reading this, please tell me what your thoughts are. This is a trip. Okay, Jeff, you were born in 2000. Okay, you grew up listening to classic rock. You're in the right place, Jeff. All right. See, Jeff, I knew you weren't a Generation X. How did I know that? Okay, that's all right. We have everyone of every demographic here. We love it. So anyway, Trump aide leading the review, Lindsay Halligan, later echoed his remarks, stating on Fox News that she had seen an overemphasis on slavery at museums and that there should be more of an overemphasis on how far we've come since slavery. Jeff says, I'm a youngin', but raised right. Yes. Your parents raised you listening to classic rock. They did the right thing. There we go. Visitors to the NMAHC expressed dismay and concern over the former president's comments. Some visitors said they came to the museum specifically to experience the exhibits before the administration potentially altered or removed them. All right. Yeah, he's Gen Z. Others call the idea of downplaying the impact of slavery ignorant, stressing that the institution of slavery is foundational to American history and cannot be ignored. Visitors noted that while the museum does portray the brutal history of slavery, it also highlights stories of resilience, uplift, and Black achievement. Historians and museum leaders also responded critically to the announced review, characterizing it as an attempt to sanitize history and downplay the impact of slavery. Nyambi Khadr, a professor at the University of Maryland, noted that stripping context from exhibits could whitewash history and that the discomfort some feel when confronted with slavery is not a reason to remove it. All right, so what are your thoughts, folks? There are no more shackles on their feet, but they still have shackles on their mind. All right, my girls, shackles on my feet won't let me dance. Oh, God, my girls, you went back. Oh, my God. I remember that song, Shackles on My Feet. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, we're done with that. What can you say? They're saying that he's trying to downplay slavery. And so I say, you know, why are these people getting so upset? If you don't like the way, you know, these Smithsonian museums are being run, take your money and open your own museum. That's the American way. Dorian, Rolynn, and this is what my Black Studies professor said to me in class. Yes, this is the narrative that they're pushing. We know what they're doing, right? So here we go. I am done with that. Hit that like button for those of you just entering the chat. Thank you. All right, so we're going to, I have a few videos that I'll play with you for you. These people are getting so upset because it was the Democrats that wanted to keep the slaves. Exactly. Just like they're trying to hold on. No, don't deport these immigrants. They're our people. Same way they did the slaves. The slaves were their people too. They didn't want it ended. So, no. So we'll go here next. All right. Hit that like button. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do so now. We'll be glad to have you. All right. Here we go. They don't want to be told the truth. Of course not. Never do. All right. Let me see. I'll check. Yeah, everything is set up so I can start the video. Here we go. Let me get rid of this ad. Okay, here we go.
Blasting the world's largest museum complex as he pushes for a rewrite of American history, posting on Truth Social, quote, "The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future." A top-down review of the Smithsonian's exhibits, collections, and internal processes is already underway. Now, a White House official tells NBC News that Donald Trump plans to extend his focus beyond the Washington-based institution, saying he will hold the Smithsonian accountable and then go from there. Joining us now, President.
Now, you do realize this is MSDNC. So you'll understand the context. Okay.
Historian and professor of history at Rice University, Douglas Brinkley. Doug, I haven't been to the Smithsonian recently, so I'm not quite sure what it's like in there, what the exhibits are like. Have you been in the past couple of years?
Yes, I'm there all the time. And in fact, I'm afraid what President Trump's trying to do is whitewash history. He's really aiming to undo slavery. He doesn't want us to follow the timeline of our country, and that happened. If you go to Smithsonian and look at Black American history, you'll see things that, how do you object to, Chuck Berry's Red Cadillac, or Harriet Tubman's hymn book, or, Romaine Bearden, the great painters, works on the Great Migration. I don't know what the beef is, except there seems to be a not liking of true Black history. And it seems to be aimed at the Biden and Obama administrations, to the degree that Joe Biden had signed an executive order saving as a national monument Springfield, Illinois, where you had the lynching and the riot of 1908, or putting a spotlight on Tulsa riot of 1921, just the decimation of the Black community there, or dealing with lynchings that took place in the South of Black people. It seems to me President Trump wants to whitewash all of that in some kind of patriotic fervor as he bangs his drum marching to America 250 on July 4th.
I'm an educated person. I've got a college degree. I went to a good high school. And I didn't learn about the Tulsa race riot until I watched a show on HBO, and they portrayed it in the beginning. And I said, wow, that's a horrible thing. And then I realized, oh my God, this really happened. And that's when I learned. That was only a few years ago. That's when I learned about the Tulsa race riot. So there are certainly gaps, even in the best of educations. I wonder, when Donald Trump talks about not having any celebration of success in that statement, saying the Smithsonian doesn't celebrate anything other than the bad stuff, do you get that sense when you go there? Is there a celebration of the successes of this country?
Oh, it's a monument really towards Black entrepreneurship and Black greatness. I mean, you study and look at Muhammad Ali, he was the greatest, and there he is at the Smithsonian. You take a look at, the story of a newspaper like the Chicago Defender that was able to advertise what was going on, not just in Chicago, but around America on race relations, and promote the great singers of, say, Bronzeville, Chicago, South Side, people like Sam Cooke and Nat King Cole, Quincy Jones, Diana Washington. The list is long, Mahalia Jackson. So that's what they're doing. It's largely celebratory, but you can't just skip the slavery part of it because it's painful. They do a TikTok timeline. You walk through on the first floor and understand how Black American history has had a different variation than white American history. And it's educational at its very best. And by the way,
okay, let me read some of these comments. Woo! Tina said, you cannot believe anything that comes out of these people's mouths. Woo! Lucius, how you doing? Why don't they teach the children about our greatness and inventions? And one thing I say, Lucius, since you brought that up, if you look at various cultures and nationalities here in America, I say, again, it goes back to the home. People need to be teaching their kids, and just almost, not everyone, but almost everyone has access to the internet. If we could get back to parents, because the schools can't do everything. The parents need to be held responsible. Teach your kids about their history. Yes, Tina. Tina Vendetti, I'm sick of it. Tell all history, please. Okay, Tina. It's only painful to those who have a white guilt complex. That's from my girls. Kristen, the emphasis should be on the celebration that slavery ended. We evolved. We are past a lot of things that in today's world would be considered brutal. Our descendants will be debating the present day. Okay. Weren't even here. Okay, Tina. Okay, so all of you have some excellent viewpoints. History is history. Yes. All right, here we go.
President Trump should go to some red states. He should go visit incredible civil rights museums in cities like Memphis and Birmingham, Montgomery. Everybody's come to grips with this. What President Trump's suggesting is some retro, go back to a kind of a time of segregation thinking, and that's not.
Now that's Those are his words, not Trump's. Okay, just thought I would let you know.
We're too advanced for that, and it's not helpful, and particularly not doing it like that on Truth Social instead of having an honest dialogue with the good professional curators and the director of the Smithsonian in an honest way. If you want to upgrade certain aspects of Black history, Tuskegee Airmen or Buffalo Soldiers, go for it. You're president. It's America 250, but you don't have to be as demeaning as he is, because it makes all of America look bad.
That's clearly where you think the beef is. I really appreciate you joining us today, Doug. I have a few more questions, but the control room was already yelling at me about time today. I'm going over, but please.
Tina, you bring up an excellent point. And this is what I say when people say, oh, reparations, reparations. Every nationality or race of people at one point in time in history has been enslaved. It's not just Africans. So these people need to stop it. Job for 9. How are you, love? Thank you for the super chat. I just shared some hearts in the comment section for you. Big hello and blessings to you as well. Jason, how are you doing? Right, Tina? You know it. So you listen to this with a grain of salt, right? I can't with these people.
Please do come back. Really great to have you.
All right. And again, that's from MSDNC. So I don't think I need to say anything else. We know what we're dealing with here. And so I wanted to share that. And then let me go back. I have a couple of other videos to share with you. And then I'm going to try and jump back on. Because, yeah, I think it was Citizen Kane said something about, I don't know what crazy Emperor Brandon Johnson, Emperor of the Republic of Chicago. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do or stop. To me, I think it's just a bunch of posturing. And so, no. All right. So that was, yeah. And then, you know, roly-poly. So we're going to do CNN and then roly-poly. Because, you know, they are all up in arms about how race. We told you. How you doing, Charlie? Charlie checking in from Wisconsin. All right, Charlie, are you a cheesehead? Because you guys just took our best defensive player. Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button for me, please, love. So let's see what the Clinton News Network, CNN, what they have to say. Monique, please vote in the midterms. I don't want to even think about if these people are going to get back in charge. Good, Monique, you're right. You know, we're preparing. My girls, I don't have pain about slavery, but I do have hurt about the dead Black culture that is destroying today's Black community at a far more alarming rate than slavery ever did. They won't talk about that, my girls. You're absolutely right. Oh, my God, Charlie, you're a cheesehead. Okay, Charlie, just so you know, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I guess we'll be arguing all football season. But it's all in love. Vanjos, yeah, he'll be crying any minute. So let's listen to what the Clinton News Network had to say about it.
During a full review of one of the nation's most cherished museums after saying it focuses too much on, quote, how bad slavery was. And he wrote this: the Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. And we are not going to allow this to happen. And I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities, end quote. For more on this, I want to bring in Ibram X. Kendi, a professor of history at Howard University here in Washington. Ibram, thanks so much for joining us. First of all, what's your reaction to this latest post about the Smithsonian from President Trump?
Well, first, I would say most of our public museums in the United States actually do not show how truly bad slavery was, because I think most Americans can't handle just the sheer agony, the sheer terror, the sheer violence it took to keep people enslaved their whole lives, laboring against their will, or to, most Americans can't really handle the agony of seeing children taken from their parents, or seeing the amount of terror that was required to keep millions of people enslaved. And so that, to me, as an historian, is actually what's quite interesting about this notion that it shows it's the way that the Smithsonian is presenting slavery.
I want you to listen, Professor, to what President Trump actually said. I remember this back in 2017 during his first term. He had just been elected president when he visited the National Museum of African American History and Culture here in Washington. Listen to this.
This museum is a beautiful tribute to so many American heroes. It's amazing to see. We did a pretty comprehensive tour, but not comprehensive enough. So Lonnie, I'll be back. I told you that because I could stay here for a lot longer, believe me. It's really incredible. This tour is a meaningful reminder of why we have to fight bigotry, intolerance, and hatred in all of its very ugly forms.
So what do you think, Professor? What do you think changed from then, back in 2017, to now?
So what changed is the problem. And so now this president is insinuating that the problem are those people who are trying to accurately render this nation's past. While back in 2017, the quote unquote problem was much more, was different. And I think, so the politics of the now, the politics, of this moment has been to essentially defend enslavers, has been to make it seem as if slavery wasn't that bad, to make it seem as if everyone was.
And just so we know, those, because I see a lot of people are now joining the live stream, Trump never said slavery was, wasn't horrible. So a lot of these things that they're saying, he's just saying, in my review, he's just saying, how about showing some good things instead of all this doom and gloom? Yes, my girls, woke. That's all.
Was against slavery, when in actuality, most Americans who were anti-slavery were as rare and ridiculed as Americans today who are striving to be anti-racist.
Ibram X. Kendi, thanks so much for joining us, Professor of History at Howard University here in Washington.
So
how I skipped
anyway, we know, okay, we know what we're dealing with here. So they're all up in arms. Oh my God, he's trying to rewrite history. I mean, they're losing it. I bet they put Kamala Harris in the museum. It's the first Black woman to be. Dorian, I would love to know if they have that in there, and that definitely needs to be removed. It is in the wrong section. How you doing, Chicago Hood? I'm glad you're here, love. So let me show you. Hit the like button, folks. If you have other forms of social media, help the channel continue to grow. We're on our way quickly to 15,000. And I like I said, I appreciate you. There are thousands of content creators. So the fact that you are here, have you seen? Yes, Jeremiah, I have. He's really blowing up. Hot topics tonight. Yikes. The liberals want us on eggshells. Of course they do, Big Cat. Those days are over. All right. So let me cue up this next video. Which video are you talking about, Jeremiah, of Detroit HPs? Because he's doing a lot. Let me see. I have to show you Rolly. He's still shilling for the Democrats, even though he could not deliver all of the Black vote that they desired in the last election. Thank God. Thank you so much. Job for 9. Thank you for the super chat. Trump's mother was from Scotland, and they were the slaves for the monarchy. So there it is. Job for 9. Let me send you some hard. See, if people would learn some history, you know, they think Black people are the only people in the world who have been enslaved. And again, most of you know where my Thomas Sowell books. My Thomas Sowell books. And if people would start reading, we know people reading is fundamental. Most people don't read, some can't. People need to start reading. I learned a lot from reading Dr. Thomas Sowell's books, and every nationality or race of people has been enslaved at one time or the other. So how you doing, Knock and Futz? Okay. I'm glad you're cooking. All right. And so there you go. So they're just making it, again, we know slavery was horrible. But we can't continue. When you're driving in your car, you have to look forward. If you keep turning back, you're going to crash. I hope someone got that. You keep looking back, you're not going anywhere. You're going to hit something. You're going to crash and burn. Right, Tina? The word slave comes from Slavics. Exactly. Mayor, how you doing, love? Chicago Hood. Oh, okay. He's talking to someone else. All right. So that's all I'm saying. Yes, slavery was horrible. We're not trying to deny that. But stop holding it, you know, like dangling it like a carrot and holding people hostage. Right? We know it was horrible. No one is denying that. But they just, you know, again, if you're new here, I've done videos on Dr. Thomas Sowell and slavery. You can't blame everything going on today because of slavery. Again, we went from physical slavery now to mental slavery. That's why so many people are continuing to vote for Democrats. They're still on that Democratic plantation. Yes, they left physically, but emotionally, they're still there. Mentally, they're there. So there, you know, there's that. So let's see what Roly Poly has to say, because you know he is livid.
We know they are not smart. We know they cannot stand true history, not his story. They despise the 1619 Project. They launched this 1776, whatever the hell that was. And now the Wall Street Journal is reporting that ahead of next year, the United States celebrating the 250th anniversary of the founding of this country, not for Black people, that
so you see, the Black shills and puppets always say that so that Black Americans feel like, well, you're not a part of America anyway. So listen to the words he's saying, folks. Yes, he's an idiot. Yes, he is. You're absolutely right. Knowing and focusing on a topic are two different things. I know history. I don't want to wallow in it. Jeremiah, you get a truth bomb too. That's what I'm saying. You're absolutely right. Tina Tover, I am Chippewa. You all know what Indians went through here in America. Black Americans are going to have to get over it, right? And again, Tina, look forward, right? America, how you do? New subscriber, welcome. Everyone, please welcome America 12U. I am waving and speaking to you in the comments section. Welcome. We are glad you are here. And excuse me, America, you're new here. The Rolynn Reviews family has officially canceled the Victim Olympics. Okay. Yeah. So we don't want to hear that narrative. We know how horrible that it was, but we're looking forward to the future. So that's just, you know, I have people all the time come on this channel. They'll drop in the comment section. You're flippant about like racism doesn't exist. I'm like, look, the Black puppets and gatekeepers and the Black bole, the Black preachers, the Black politicians, they always say you can't make it because of white supremacy and systemic racism. Well, newsflash, there are a lot of Black Americans who are doing just fine. Everyone does not live in the projects. Everyone is not, you know, just barely making it. and not able to pay rent or mortgage, whatever the case may be. And that's what they would have you to believe, because they have to keep people dependent. They would be out of a job. The poverty pimps, that's what we call them, America. The poverty pimps would be out of business. They have to keep their checks rolling, literally. And so they have to keep you in a constant panic, a constant state of fear that and this is, okay, that's what's going on in the culture. Instead of people being held accountable for their actions, they are told by these people like Roly-Poly, all of your problems are due to the white man, white supremacy, systemic racism. Yes, Mayor. Yes. So instead of holding people accountable, that's why, look at the crime that's going on in these big cities, right? Because they've been soft on the blue cities, of course. They've been soft on crime. Now Trump is trying to help these people. If you have not seen, I think I uploaded like 8 shorts. They're all doing very well. With the people who are thanking Trump, people who did not vote for Trump. And they are saying, oh my God, it's so safe. I've never felt this safe. So you mean to tell me you don't want Al Sharpton? Oh, he's talking a lot of trash. They don't care about these people. They just want their votes. They don't care that they're dying in the streets. No. Right, Tina? My girls, Trump is closing the, my girls, Trump. My girls, I'm putting you in the corner. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Steve, Rolynn, these Democrats never mentioned that the king of Africa sold us. Steve, I say it all the time when people drop into my comment section talking about we are owed reparations. I tell them, of course, they never respond. I tell them, well, you better go start in Africa, because after tribal wars, whoever lost to tribal wars were sold. How you doing, Margaret Tamara? Hello, hello. They sold their brethren and sisterin into slavery, but you have Black Americans here asking America for reparations. No, ma'am, no, sir. You need to go to Africa. Go to Africa and see how that works out for you. It won't. You might come up missing. Who knows? So, yes, Monique, human trafficking yes, it is. Connie, slavery was horrible, but look at what they endured and how much they accomplished during that time. Yes, Connie, they won't say anything about that because they have to keep them in fear and to keep them under their thumbs. BLM, Mohawk brand is having a meltdown. Chicago Hood. Oh, I'm probably going to get on later tonight. Miss Prosperity sent me a video. So I'm going to get on here, get off, and then I'm going to get back on. Yeah, he's losing it. He's doing a lot of posturing. When the National Guard gets there, he better, you know what Tom Holman said, you better move out of the way. Oh my goodness. All right, let me get Roly-Poly going. Let's listen to this lie.
They are going to be reviewing everything the Smithsonian produces so that it aligns with Donald Trump's view of history. That's right. So this is a piece that was in the Washington Post. The White House will launch a sweeping review of Smithsonian exhibitions, collections, and operations ahead of America's 250th birthday celebrations next year. The first time the Trump administration has detailed steps to scrutinize the institution, which officials say should reflect the president's call to restore, quote, truth and sanity to American history. The vetting process would include reviewing public-facing and online content, curatorial processes and guidelines, exhibition planning and collection use, according to a letter sent to Smithsonian Secretary Lonnie G. Bunch III on Tuesday. Now, a White House official confirmed the plan, which was posted on the White House website. And this is what the Smithsonian said. The Smithsonian's work is grounded in a deep commitment to scholarly excellence, rigorous research, and the accurate factual presentation of history. We are reviewing the letter with this commitment in mind and will continue to collaborate constructively with the White House, Congress, and our governing board of regents. Let's just be as clear as possible. Randy, they're going to rig the research. They're going to strip.
Can you believe this guy? Oh my God. So now Trump is making his own history. Can you believe this guy? I can't with him. I cannot. Stop it. Mayor, he hurt your ears. I'm so sorry. Jason is misbehaving. I can't control. Everything's out of control in this chat tonight. I love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay, Dorian, I didn't know that. Tina, if the white man didn't set the blacks free, what would be happening today? Boom. God knows. Yes, we know. Right, Monique, they won't let it go because they have to keep people on that Democratic plantation for votes. Tina. Oh my God, I love this. If you're enjoying this content and you are not subscribed already, please do so now. I love it.
You can forget any real talk about slavery, Jim Crow, or any of that stuff, Randy. It ain't gonna happen because these white folks don't want that. They want this to be a whitewashed history of America and a celebration. They do not want to deal with the inequities and the racism.
And again, white people were set free to exactly, and Chinese, exactly, MAGA. Yes, Dorian. And so, again, it's you know, the white man, the white man, the white man. What about all the white people that assisted the slaves and helping them to obtain their freedom? Okay, so stop it. Oh my God.
That black people, Latinos, Asian Americans, and others have faced in this country. They only want his story being.
Notice he didn't say anything about the Irish and indentured servitude. Okay, so again, you listen to what they're saying, but also listen to what they're not saying. Right, Dorian. Man, tell Roly Poly. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I can't either, Tina. I'm with you, love.
Presented.
Right. They are erasing history so they can repeat history. They are wanting themselves to be the only heroes in this country. Truly believed in Christopher Columbus, that they were the land that was already here. They are a people who taught us that we were slaved and not real people who were enslaved. They found a way to make themselves the heroes when they kidnapped, raped, brutalized a people. They still found a way to make themselves the heroes. And that's what they're doing again. I mean, you look at the way they now represent it as if it was a celebration.
Now that's her cutting out. That's not my internet this time. So that's on Roly Poly. How you doing, Jeffrey? You made it back. Thank God. Tina says another moron chimes in. Woo! Yes, America, you know it. Rolynn is podcast thug, must be walking around. Yeah, probably Steve. You know he'll do anything for a nickel or dime. Oh,
a huge barbecue that they want history to put them in light. And in a beautiful light. They want to go back and do it.
Well, it's right here. It's right here, Joe. Y'all go to my iPad. The letter states that the initial review will focus on 8 museums: the National Museum of American History, the National Museum of Natural History, the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the National Museum of the American Indian, the National Air and Space Museum, the Smithsonian American Art Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, and the Hirshhorn Museum and Sculpture Garden. To begin the process, officials requested that the museums provide information within 30 days concerning 250th anniversary programming, current and future exhibition content, and other material. The White House added that museums were expected to start making changes within 120 days. This is the language right here, Joe. Museums should begin.
Jason, good point. They talk about slavery so much, people don't notice the IRS shackles around all our necks. Jason, I swear, Trump was talking about abolishing the IRS. If he does that, he will be the best ever. Okay? Ever. I agree.
And implementing content corrections where necessary, replacing divisive or ideologically driven language with unifying, historically accurate, and constructive descriptions across placards, wall didactics, digital displays, and other public-facing materials in letter ed. Joe, they want to whitewash the history.
Yeah, and there's no concern about the truth, and that's why they didn't say the word truth. That would have been entirely too strong. And in another irony, well, a couple of them. Donald Trump is talking about this being historically accurate and talking about being unifying. I forget what word he used, but he's the most divisive figure in this whole situation. And then here's the other thing: he doesn't know any history, good or bad. He got some folks around him that'll say some things, but he can't sit and have a conversation about history. He doesn't understand American history at all. And
so now this guy here is a psychic, and he knows exactly what Donald Trump knows and doesn't know. So now, what is he on the Psychic Friends Network with Cleo? Call me now. Oh my God, I can't with these people.
And so he wants to, create this narrative, push this narrative forward, whitewash history, roll things all the way back, which is what he wants to do, because I'm skipping across the field because he's jealous of Barack Obama. I mean, come on.
Is this guy? He can't have more than 2 brain cells. So President Trump is jealous of Barack Obama. So that's why he's doing everything that he's doing. Make it make sense, folks. Yes, Dorian, Mayor. What? The first slaves brought to the U.S. were the white Irish. Thank you, Monique. A lot of people won't pick up a book and read. That's why they don't know that. I tell my students when we're talking to, if any of you are familiar with Typhoid Mary, she was Irish. And when I'm teaching that particular objective, we have a whole unit on microbiology. And of course, during those times, people were getting sick and dying. And that's before we learned about someone who was carrying something, but they were showing no symptoms. So anyway, yeah, when I tell my students that Irish people were enslaved, they look at me. I mean, they had no clue.
Now he just wants to get rid of it all. Get rid of it all. Throw out the baby with the bathwater. Don't tell the truth. It's all about my truth. But underlying that, what people really need to understand, people that support this man, you got to really understand that he doesn't think very much of you at all. He really believes that the people that support him are stupid. That's why he can talk about Epstein and create the whole QAnon phenomenon fundamentally. So people still showing up at the pizza parlor looking for the basement like it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and then tell the same people that there's no list and to look away from it and expect them to do it. Now, he's not having success so far, but actually have an expectation that they'll turn on a dime just because he told them to. That just lets you know how little he thinks of the people that supposedly support him. So it's an interesting time indeed, and it's going to be interesting to see how all of that shapes up, because ultimately this is going to have to stop somewhere. There's going to be some mistakes made somewhere.
Dorian, I'm with you, and I've said that so far as that list is concerned, whoever's name is on it, what they did or did not do, that's between them and their God. I like what he is doing in reference to the illegal immigration crises. I like what he's doing in relation to, his crime intervention plan. So I'm not concerned about some list with people's names on it. And so, the people who are just so upset about that, they have other problems. My girls, they're a bunch of hateful, bigot, racist nut jobs, and I'm sick of them. That man can't even pronounce phenomenon. Good Lord. Oh, Tina, would you say good Lord? Whoa, Tina said cleaning up woke mess is not whitewashing. Yes. All right. Chubbs, how you doing, love? Thank you for your service, sir. There's not one person on this earth that's jealous of Barack Obama. Thank you, Tina. This guy's nuts.
And you're seeing it with the Jeffrey Epstein thing. And did I already say Jeffrey Epstein? I meant to say that. I meant to say it again. Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we need to be talking about.
What gets me here, real simple, Mustafa, is next year, historically, it's going to be a joke. I mean, they are going to whitewash the hell out of this. And so we might as well just go ahead prepared. And I'm just real clear.
This is my thing, because we have a lot of people joining the chat. If you do not like the museums and the current state that they're in, or they're going, the changes that they're going to undergo, take your money. These black bole, all these checks that you're getting from your Democratic slave masters. How about this? I have an idea. Open your own museum, and then you can set it up the way you want. Can I get a second on that? So if you don't like the way things are, get your own. God bless the child that's got his own. Chicago Hood said, Mayor, 100%. Just like to see. Oh yeah, I'm just saying, if you don't like the way things are going, you're getting big checks. Start your own African American museum, as you call it. So that's just where I'm at with that. Lanita, last time I checked, there are plenty of museums of all kinds. The Smithsonian may be the national one. They are not obligated to never changing their displays. Lanita, please say that again for the people in the back. Lanita, all of these black Democratic shills and puppets and the gatekeepers and the black bole, all the checks that you have received, open your own museum and then set it up the way that you want. That makes sense to me. Oh, Tina said there's a great one in Detroit. Thank you, Tina. Okay. I'm just saying. Tina, no, they won't. They're on the wrong side of everything. Monique Rolynn, have you seen the Tom McDonald video? Yeah, I think someone was telling me about that, Monique. Maga, I love museums, but I've already seen most of them. Oh, okay, Maga. Okay. I still go to museums. I love museums. I'm an avid history person, so I love history. So I just wanted you guys, I know you needed a laugh, so I wanted you to hear this crap.
It's your celebration. It ain't about us. That's going to be Donald Trump's celebration of white America.
So it's they have to. Oh my God. So Donald Trump is removing the Black American exhibits, and it's going to be a celebration of white America. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You cannot. You can't make it up. Here we go. Let me get rid of this. Look at this guy. Why is there an ad on my channel with new scum? Why? Oh my God. Fair elections. California hasn't seen a fair election probably since Reagan was governor. Get out of here.
And they're going to use your tax dollars to do it. Let me say that again. And they're going to use your tax dollars.
Democrats better never, ever say anything to me about the use of American tax dollars when you look at the billions of dollars that they spent on illegal immigrants. They are not in any position to say anything with the billions of dollars that they've squandered. Never, ever. Okay, here we go.
Here's the thing, is that we know what their plan is because it is the same playbook over and over again. In my mind, when you understand the opponent, then you have to make sure that you're going to do some things that are going to balance that out or help to make sure that folks actually understand what the truth is. So for me, it's about flooding the gate. You flood the gate with the Black Star Network and others who are willing to make sure that we are pushing forward all the greatness that exists inside of the Black community. Everybody from Frederick Douglass all the way up, sharing with folks who maybe had never heard the stories before about how they have contributed to this country, how they built this country, how they made this country stronger. So we don't have to just sit back and take it, but we do have to be strategic about how we're going to share information. For everybody who gets excited online when somebody's twerking, why don't you take some time with your social media platform and also share some information about whether it's somebody in your family or someone who folks may know of, about, their creativity and how they've actually helped to make not only our community stronger and better, but this country. That's how you deal with these situations, along with if there's any legal recourse, and holding these people accountable who are using our dollars. Normally, I would tell folks to focus on Title VI of the Civil Rights, but we know the Department of Justice and others are not going to do anything in that space. So we have to take it in our own hands to make sure that we are sharing the stories and the narratives that are a part of this country.
Oh my goodness. Jason said, they're going to sing, "We shall overcome someday." Jason said, "Good Lord." Jason, they will not let go. TDS is killing these people. Yes. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jason and then Tina Venditti, I've been cracking up all night. Oh.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing.
So anyway, that's all I wanted you to hear about that. Dawn Morris, hello everyone. How are you, love? I'm speaking to you now in the comment section. What are your thoughts on that, folks? My thoughts, my review. It's just the same old downtrodden talk. What's that? Trump is bad, bad, bad. And he's trying to whitewash history. He's trying to do this. I am over these people. I'm done. I'm done, and doneer. So, Lanita, I retired teaching in Dallas, Texas. There's so many different museums of every kind, culturally and science-based. I made sure my students went and learned to open their mind. Yes. Oh my goodness. So, yeah. I can't believe this guy exposed Dr. Umar Johnson. He says Black Queens forever. Yeah, Dorian, all of these people are jokes. Tina Venditti, Ro, what's that old commercial? And he says, get some help. Tina, you a Generation Xer like me. I'm trying to figure out which one you're talking about. Let me pull up. Let me show you. I uploaded like 8 shorts. So folks, please, Orange Man bad. That's all they can say. They are idiots. Okay. Hit the like button, folks. Oh, Charlie, it's just Miss Love. Let me show you. So as you can see, I've uploaded about 8 shorts. Let me show you this. What I was telling you about. These witches were talking about how Trump was dying. I've shared one of their videos. These 2 women are evil. They are evil. Oh, let me show you. So, and their podcast, they're already over 1 million. They haven't been on very long, but they were showing pictures of Trump's feet. See, look at this, dead within a year. And what else? So this is what they've been doing, talking about Trump is dying. This is what they're doing with their time. Look at this. You see this? Let me show you. Hold on. Let me stop sharing this and get to the next. I'm setting it up for you. Hit the like button, please. So when you see my short, that's the reason that I did my short, because they said how you doing, Lynn? You yes. Woohoo, Gen X. Yes. Thank you, Connie. Jeremiah, should I say what I typed? Yeah, go ahead, Jeremiah. Hi, beautiful lady, to you, Lynn Margaret. All right. So you see these women are evil. And they have one of the most popular podcasts on YouTube for the left. So they're like, he's nearing death. They had a picture on one of their thumbnails. It showed his feet were swollen. And so now those of you who are here late, I did a short. It was going around social media that Trump has passed away. These people are nuts. MAGA said that one they are evil. Jeremiah, you heard about this? Tina, no, they don't. You have to have more than 2 brain cells, and they don't have 2 brain cells between them. All right. So yeah, listen to this crap they're talking. Is Trump dying? MAGA panics after his failing health becomes impossible. I mean, this is what they're doing.
Cankles McTaco-Tits, the convicted felon, president of the United States, health is in rapid decline. There is a massive cover-up going on at the White House regarding this, but the right wing is starting to figure it out. And Alex Jones, the conspiracy theorist, absolute abject piece of shit, is starting to get to the bottom of it. Kyle,
these women are evil. You hear me? Yeah, MAGA. That when you sold your soul to the devil, that's why. How you doing, knocking butts? Yeah.
Pop up this headline. We have a crisis. Alex Jones warns that Trump is headed for health collapse, a health collapse. Kylie, now play the clip.
Because you can see him declining faster and faster. It's not super bad yet. But unlike Biden, that was completely shot and had all these brain surgeries and the rest of it, Trump has got great genetics. He's tough. And if he takes care of himself, he can make it through these years and then after. But if he doesn't, he's going to have, I predict Trump is going to have some type of collapse within the next 12 months at the current trajectory.
So we have another psychic here. Is this Miss Cleo has been reincarnated? If you remember those commercials from the 90s, call me now. What's he? Is he going to open up a psychic hotline number 2? Thank you, my girls. He is not a doctor.
All right. Deep in the heart of MAGA, he's giving Kanks, who I'm going to refer to him as instead of Cankles McTaco-Tits, for expediency and efficiency.
And so, again, they had this close up picture showing Trump's ankles, and they said they were swollen. You could see they were really swollen. Psychic. Okay, here we go.
He's giving Kanks 12 months to live. Alex Jones. Well, here's the thing. He says a couple things that are just really odd. It's not that bad yet. Alex, it's terrible. His ankles are as big as my head. He's got bruises on his palm from what I think they're giving him IVs. And then he says he has great genes. Let's not forget his father died of dementia and Alzheimer's. This man's genes tell us exactly where he's headed.
So we have 2 more doctors here on this panel, folks. 2 more doctors.
Opinion, and I'm not a doctor. This is just the fluffery that has to go on the right wing. He's calling out. It's clear that Trump has massive health decline, not only cognitive, but like his health. But in order to say something, he also has to throw in flattery. Oh my God, he has great genes. He's a stud. He doesn't have a teeny weeny. I don't care what South Park says. So they always have to throw in that pornographic fluffery to make sure they keep the MAGA base hard. All right, next up, you guys, Kanks is actively hiding the cankles. The Daily Beast is reporting Donald Trump lashed out at MSNBC after the network suggested the 79-year-old president is taking steps to hide his cankles from public view. Let's review.
So this is what they're doing. You're looking at close-ups of his feet. Really? These ladies have too much time on their hands. Dorian, she uses Botox too much. Woo!
You don't see him sitting at the fireplace anymore, flanked with a world leader. Now he's sitting behind the Oval. When Zelensky came, he would normally have had Zelensky in the chair like he did when they bullied him. But then they were all at a round table to where the cankles were hidden. He is actively hiding the cankles. Kanks is hiding his kanks. Here's the thing. I agree with you 100%, but the fact that I absolutely positively know it's true is because he's going bananas about it. And when something triggers him and he gets defensive, that's when he goes bananas. Yeah. And I think, his health decline, when you combine it with, he has these moments where he's like, I'm trying to get into heaven. People say I'm not doing well. Well, who are these people? The doctors. Right. The doctors are probably saying, look, we're trying to give you blood thinners. I don't know. I'm not a physician, but we're trying to treat this. All the blood's still down in the cankles. And then he gets online. He gets online chronically. He's chronically online. So he sees all of the memes. And then there's a new one out where they show Gavin Newsom's very slim, very hot, very sculpted ankles juxtaposed to Kanks's cankles. And that stuff just sends him into orbit because he cannot be exposed if you just scratch the slightest bit of a narcissist's surface underneath, and especially.
Lanita, we're looking at Haints talking about Trump. Lanita said it looked like witches. Big Cat, thank you for the super chat, love. Oh my God, Trump's got those liberals' brains doing backflips. Yikes, the liberals scare me. Oh my God. Yeah, Big Cat. I'm sending you some hearts right now. In the comments section. They are nuts. These women are evil. I'm telling you. Hi, better late than never. How you doing, Shazee? Hit the like button, love. Here we go.
With Kanks, it's just this boiling, festering evil insecurity that just comes lashing out. So the fact that he's going after MSNBC after they did a story on him intentionally hiding the cankles, it's true. Okay. And then that's just the physical decline, you guys. Now I want to segue over to the mental decline. Here's Kanks talking to a radio show host. And this is yesterday about his plans for yesterday evening. Play the audio.
I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret, but I'm going to go. You're the only one that knows. You and your lots of listeners. You have a great show. You have a very successful show, by the way, in case you haven't heard that. But I'm going to be going out tonight, I think, with the police, with the military, of course. So we're going to do a job. The National Guard is great.
How you doing, Scarlett O'Hara? Hit the like button, love. If you have not subscribed, I think you're new here. Please do so if you are enjoying this content. We're just laughing at these witches. They're evil. They just sit here and try to find anything negative they can to try and tear him down while he's just out here trying to fix the country. So they're just evil. Tina Tover said, I would like to tell her a few things in person. Yes, Big Cat. Yes.
They've done a fantastic job.
Okay. Here's the sitting convicted felon, Kankles McTaco Tits, calling into radio shows when we have all of these geopolitical issues. The markets are collapsing. And he's saying that he is going to go patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. with the police and the military and the National Guard.
Well, and what an exercise in stupidity all the way around. First of all, I hate the president of the United States calling in on these dipshit radio shows. The president of the United States should be solving problems, but he can't solve problems because he's too compromised mentally. And for him to go out and make this show, he looks like the biggest dumbass I've ever seen in my life. And people hate him in DC.
Well, and the larger narrative that I'm trying to get at here is the mental.
Beverly, how you doing, love? My girls, they're the kind of women who will steal the tiny bottles of liquor on planes, trains, and motels. Yeah, knocking butts. That's what I'm saying. I'm having a moment listening to this. Yeah, Beverly, this woman is actually talking about how ugly President Trump is, and she's had too much plastic surgery. Please, she's in no condition to call anyone anything. Exactly. Rolynn, please keep Jonathan DeBarros in your thoughts and prayers. He's a Black conservative running against the liberals. And CT, I think, stands for Connecticut. For Congress, he's getting lots of. Okay, I'll look him up. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for that info. Dorian, I bet they love LeBron James. You know that. Another one of those glasses. Lanita, the witches are really riding their brooms on that show. Lanita, every day. Oh my God. Jeffrey, yeah, she needs to look in the mirror. Hate to cut it short, Miss Rowley, got to go. Okay, thank you for dropping in, Chubbs. I'll see you tomorrow. I am going live later tonight, or I'll set it as a premiere where I can still talk to you as the video is playing. Jason, those women have been used in planes, trains, and automobiles. Yes. Connie said, please retire. Bye, Chubbs. Have a good night, love.
Full decline of this.
Absolutely.
To call in, he knows, or does he know? But a sitting president of the United States would know, and this is his second term, would be abundantly aware that he would not be able to go out in Washington, D.C. on police patrols. He would know that he couldn't do that would be a national security risk. But it appears to me that he doesn't know that. And so we have just day after day piecing together massive dementia and cognitive decline.
Can you believe they fixed their mouths to say that? Massive dementia, cognitive decline. Ma'am, you're describing Jim Crow Joe Biden. Funny, when he was in office, what we all knew, you never said anything. All of you were lying and saying that he was fine. But now you're saying Trump has massive dementia and cognitive decline. Can you believe these people? Oh, God. Woo. Yes, MAGA. MAGA, after Joe Biden, she has the nerve to say that. I wish I could slap the taste out of her mouth, but the TV stops me. Oh my God. I can't with these people. They are divorced with too much time. They're divorced with too much time on their hands and too many tiny bottles in their purses. So I think you've heard enough of that. But let me show you this other one that so this is what they're doing. They're predicting. Look at this. Trump is nearing death. Now, this was 4 days ago. And again, look at all this. He's deteriorating at a rapid pace. Look at this.
All right.
Okay, listen.
Complete death spiral. There's just no other way to put it.
Did you hear that? Let me, yeah. Now they're saying he's in a death spiral. So their doctors or psychics won.
All right. Kinks' health is in a complete death spiral. There's just no other way to put it. Yesterday, he put on 3 press conferences in the Oval. And I think, you guys, this is what I think is happening. He is so demented that he's like, let's do a press conference. And so they call the press pool and they get them all together and everybody goes, sits down, and he talks about people leaving the garage doors open in Beverly Hills, people keeping their trunks open in Beverly Hills because people are just like, you're going to take it anyway. Just come take all my stuff. All of this is lies. He lies nonstop. The press doesn't cover it. And so they just keep running in to cover all of these lies. And here's what comes out of this. So Philip Wegman says Trump is calling the press pool into the Oval Office for a 3rd time today. Never seen this before. Kara Lyon, KKK Levitt, says President Trump is the most transparent and accessible president in American history. They're having to cover up for him, because I don't think he remembers that he did the first press conference. And I don't think he remembers that he did the second press conference. And I don't think he remembers that he did the 3rd press conference, because that's how.
You listen to what they're saying. They keep saying, I don't think. Charlie, what about their eyes, love? I mean, they just on their show, they sit there every day and spew nothing but hate. How you doing, Vicky? Hit the like button, love. We're almost to 50 likes. America said that woman is such a liar. Tina said 2 white Joy Reids. You got that? They do sound like Joy Reid. Okay, so, oh my God. Anyway, I wanted you to hear that. And I know you've heard enough of it, but I wanted you to know what they're saying. And, you know, because if you're just joining us, they had it on social media that Trump had passed away today. It was going all over social media. All right. So anyway, Dorian, this is what drugs do to me. Insufferable women. Monique, yes. America said that's a lot of plastic surgery on that mutt's face. My girl said she's jealous. She's lost her youth looking like Broomhilda. Oh my God. So yeah, if you hear anything about that, that's what was circulating. I wanted to share that with you so you sort of kind of get the gist of where that was coming from. If all you have is think, tell me when you have proof. And no, right, Jeremiah, they're just going on there spewing hate. Jeffrey, yeah, Trump's not thinking about these people. Anthony, yes, I'm going to give you an applause. Thank you so much. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. No makeup. No, she's a feminazi. Oh God. Yeah, these women are, who said, I think it was Monique said they're insufferable. They are awful. This is what they do every day, spew hate every day. Right. I think. Right, America. And they keep people watching that crap. Mayor. Oh my God. Mayor's dropping truth bombs. This is a lot. So that's all I have for you. Like I said, I'm probably going to upload a video later. Miss Prosperity sent me a video. Brandon Johnson says he is going to stop the National Guard from coming to Chicago. So, yeah, we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Miss Prosperity, if you are not subscribed to her channel, please do so. She's there with boots on the ground, and she lets us know everything. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. Maga, my cousin Billy said the views and architecture is beautiful, but the people that run California, yes, Maga. Dorian, you're right. America, yes. Mindless sheep will follow these women. Yes. All right. So that's all we're going to do. Just look for my upload later on tonight about Emperor Brandon Johnson. Dorian. The National Guard will find a way. Oh, yeah. Jason, it's smoke and mirrors. He will move out of the way. Emperor Johnson will move. MAGA, yeah, they're just sitting there with their nasty, filthy mouths saying horrible things. That's all they do. All right. We're done. So again, if you're going to be up later, Dumb and Dumber. Oh my God. Check to see. I'm probably going to upload that video later. I may set it as a premiere. I may not come on live, but if I set it as a premiere, I can sit there as you're watching it and still, Tina, I may try to have it uploaded by 9:30, something like that. Okay. Dorian, they don't have any husbands, I don't think. Probably ran them off. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Back to music class. Okay. Yep. Anyway, Jeffrey, yes, Mayor, they're horrible. And see, Tijuana's not here, so if I sing this next song, no one's going to know. My God, Connie Mello may know it. I don't know. I want to live. I want to give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. All right, Tina, you like that? Okay, who's the artist and what's the year before we get out of here? Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. See, Tijuana's not here. Where's Tijuana Border Jumper? Thank you, America. Neil Young, 1970. Okay, Jason has it. Neil Young, 1972 was a good year. Woo! Jeffrey, that's okay. No, that was 1972, Jeremiah. Yes, Kristen, Neil Young, 1972. That's my favorite Neil Young song. I love it. So I like I said, look for my upload in an hour to 2 hours from now. 72. Yes. Thank you, Marga. I tried. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to take it. I guess the race hustlers are gonna try to accuse me of going back to Jim Crow and racism, but I'm going back to a good time with good music and no racial divisiveness. All right. Mayor, me too. Oh, that's my favorite Neil Young song. So we're done. And the videos I shared with you, I'll share in the description box. So if you want to watch them in their entirety, they will be there. If you can stomach finishing those horrible videos. All right. I just got home to my album, so I'll play it here in a little bit. 1972. Yes, keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Yes, Tijuana. Tijuana, you just missed it. We're done. Tijuana. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. And I know Tijuana, I just asked for you. I know you know the artist and the year, Maga. It's so funny because my favorite movie is White Chicks, and that would be considered racist in most people's eyes. That is a funny movie with the Wayans brothers. You too, Charlie. Right, Connie? Evil woman. You got it, Dorian. All right, we're out of here. Tijuana, I'm going to upload a video. Love to you too, Tina. Thank you for joining us. We enjoyed you. You fit right in. Yes. Tijuana, Neil Young, 1972. Tijuana, I'm going to upload a video. Emperor Brandon Johnson over the Republic of Chicago. He said he's going to stop. He's going to try and stop Trump from sending in the National Guard. So, you know, Miss Prosperity, our good friend out of Chicago, sent me a video she made. So I'm going to upload that. And so look out for that about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Jeffrey, I love ELO. Oh, my God. Don't bring me down. All right. We're going to go. Don't forget, folks, to leave a comment when the video's over with. I will respond. Right, Jeffrey. And I'm coming to talk to you now in the description box. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you in an hour to 2 hours.